My name is Colleen, and this is my kitchen. Believe it or not, this was me 4 years ago. I struggled with my weight my entire life. And finally, I came to the realization that diets don't work. By simply eating healthy and moving more, I was able to lose over 100 pounds. I started at a size 26W, and within about a year and a half, I went to a size 12, no W. And best of all, I've now kept the weight off for over 2 years, and counting. So now here I am in my kitchen showing you how you can eat healthy and lose weight just like I have. Because if I can do it, you can too. Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight we're going to be grilling again. This time we're going to be making sliders. Sliders are just a burger essentially, but they're a smaller portion, and I really love these on a plate because I feel like I'm eating more even though I'm not. It's just a trick of the eye. So we tonight are going to be making pepper lime turkey sliders with a Sriracha yogurt aioli. It's really good, and let me show you how we put it together. First thing we want to do is start roasting a whole bulb of garlic for that aioli, and I love the roasted garlic in aioli because it just brings out this really kind of sweet caramelized taste in the garlic. And so I'm going to take this whole bulb. I just cut the tip off to expose the cloves that are in there. Place it in a small baker that has a cover. You can also use aluminum foil if you don't have a small baker. Just wrap it up. And then I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of olive oil and drizzle it right over those exposed bulbs, just like that. So now I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and cover this, pop it in the oven for about 45 to 60 minutes, so 45 minutes to an hour, until those cloves are really nice and gooey. While that garlic is roasting, let's go ahead and start our pepper lime turkey burgers. And I have here 1 pound of extra lean ground turkey. I'm using a 99% fat-free ground turkey, and which I love because it makes for a really lean burger, but because of the lack of fat, we have to add a little bit to it to kind of trick it and make sure that it's, number 1, moist, and number 2, that it holds together well. So to that end, I first have a half a cup of diced roasted red pepper. I'm going to add that in there. That's going to add some moisture as well as some flavor. And then I have a 1/4 cup of bulgur. Bulgur is a wheat, and it's going to bulk up in there and help the meat bind together. If you want to go gluten-free, you can also use a short grain rice. I have the zest of 1 lime. That's going to add a really nice punch of flavor to this, as well as just a little bit of moisture. Then I have an egg, and what that egg is going to do, it's going to really help bind the meat together and keep those burgers from falling apart. And finally, I have that lime that I zested up. I'm just going to go ahead and juice that in there as well. So these are going to have that really nice tart flavor to them. That is it for my mixture. Now, I like to use my hands in here, but you can also use a spoon. Mix this up, get it really well combined, and then what I'm going to do is cover it and put it in the fridge and let it sit for while that garlic is roasting up. So let it sit for about 45 minutes to an hour, and that's just going to allow that bulgur to kind of fluff up and really start doing what it should, which is start holding that meat together, make the mixture a little bit firmer. Okay, my garlic has roasted up, so before we start grilling those burgers, we're going to prepare our aioli so that it's ready to go when we get our burgers off the grill. Now, here's a little secret. Instead of putting this in a blender container and then transferring it to a jar, I'm just going to use a little jar because it fits right on to the blender attachment. Look at that. So you can make it in the same container and store it in there too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We want to first of all start with a tablespoon of olive oil. This is going to add just a little bit of creaminess to that aioli. And then the star of our show, Sriracha. We're going to use 2 tablespoons. This is going to be nice and spicy. It's going to add a real kick to those sliders. Add 1/3 cup Greek yogurt. Then we're going to add some lime juice. I'm going to add the juice of 1 lime. Finally, we have that bulb of garlic that we roasted up. So now what I'm going to do is just take my fork, try to pop out all those gooey roasted cloves. Again, there is nothing like roasted garlic. It brings out this amazing sweetness in the garlic. Okay, then once you have that in there, you just go ahead and put that blender top on there. Look at that, it fits right in the container, and we're just going to puree this up. For the sliders, we want to form this meat into 10 balls. We're going to make 10 sliders total out of this mixture, and so this recipe is going to serve 2 sliders per person, or 5 people. You do the math. So what I like to do is go ahead and form the meat into balls and lay them all out and make sure they're an equal size before I press them into a patty. Once I have these roughly equal, I'm just going to go ahead and press them out just like that. And to finish them off, I put a dimple right in the top there. That's going to help them so that they don't shrink up on the grill. I've preheated my grill and oiled the grate just very lightly and reduced the meaty. I've preheated my grill, oiled the grate very lightly, and have reduced the flame to low. So now I'm going to go ahead and cook my sliders at about 2 to 3 minutes per side. You don't want to cook them too long, otherwise the meat dries out, but you want to cook them enough to get the sliders done in the center. Once the burger is grilled up, all we have left to do is to assemble it. And so I'm using a slider bun here. I go ahead and put my patty down, and I'm going to drizzle it with some of that Sriracha aioli that we made up. I love to add a couple slices of avocado to this. It's absolutely delicious. It adds a great creaminess to balance that Sriracha. And then a little sprig of cilantro, and that is it. And there we go. Pepper lime turkey sliders with Sriracha yogurt aioli. Absolutely perfect for the summer. I hope you give this a try. I'm going to go sit down and enjoy my meal. I will see you next time in my kitchen.